Recording at 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California. This is at an Undercity Comics. This is Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue number 213. I'm Sean.
Rene.
Bryan.
And welcome to the show.
You know what? We take the fault on that one. Yeah. Sean did like C+ work, and then we came in and messed it up for you.
You were confused. You were like leading me through it. I'm like,
did you look at the script?
Huh?
Did you look at a script?
No, I just looked up the area code real quick. The numbers.
Oh, okay. The address of the
I didn't want to stroke out and
say 7 randomly.
Yeah, throw a 7 in there somewhere.
I honestly don't know where the 7 comes from.
I want to know where it comes from, dude. Anyways, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 213. Don't forget to check out our website, keepingupwiththenerds.com. Check out our socials, Instagram, Facebook, and xmen.com. Check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Keeping Up with the Nerds. That's where you guys can find our skits and weekly podcast every Wednesdays at every Wednesdays at noon for the podcast, every Thursdays at noon for the skits. And then if you guys are on the go, please follow us on our social not social platforms. I'm messing up. Audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean. Leave a 5-star review if you guys have not. We greatly appreciate the support. Did you see that we gained 2 subscribers today?
We did.
Hey.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we got
Thank
RKO'd.
you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for the support. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for continuously just sharing the videos and liking the podcast. Sarah constantly comments on like every podcast upload and skit. So yeah, we appreciate the feedback and stuff because it lets us know that we're doing good.
Yeah,
good job.
That at least people are watching it. But yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you so much,
watching
guys.
us.
Yeah, Nick's not here.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, he's
doing uncle duties.
Yeah.
He asked for PTO. He approved it because he's HR.
Yeah.
What's new? I wonder if I can get my my PTO approved if I am. Kind of have to.
Got to put it in early enough.
Yeah.
Maternity leave? Paternity leave? Is that what it's called?
Paternity leave.
Yeah.
Paternity.
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 I don't know how many months do I get here Keeping Up with the Nerds.
As long as you need it.
That's up to Nick though.
Yeah.
What if he goes just like, no, you get 2 weeks, dude.
You got 2 days.
Baby can take care of himself
do
after.
everything you need to do.
Said everything.
Just get it done.
How have you guys' week been?
It's been all right.
It's been good.
Besides the heat wave that's been punishing us here.
I just want that to be over. I want it to be Monday already.
Yeah.
I have no faith that this is going to subside by next week. Because people forget that last year we had a heat wave all the way until like the end of October.
Yeah, summer's moving slower and slower later into the year.
We're becoming Australia, basically.
Oof.
Yeah, because they celebrate Christmas in the summer.
That's true.
That'd be a fun experience to have.
God, no. What the hell, dude?
Christmas in the summer?
Nope.
No?
No, I hate the summer, dude.
I don't like the summer either.
I sweat
I
so
don't
much,
like the
dude.
heat.
It's gross. I would much rather be cold. I would rather die in the freezing cold than die in the heat.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Yeah.
It makes better sense to me. I feel more comfortable. Plus, you can always add layers. You can only take off so much.
I'd rather be cold at Disneyland than hot.
Especially with all that asphalt and stuff.
Yeah.
God, no, dude.
Burning alive or drowning? Which one would you prefer? If you guys had to pick one.
Burning alive.
Burning alive over drowning?
Yeah, because I've...
I'll do drowning.
Drowning?
Yeah. I've didn't drown, but I've suffocated in water.
Yeah, I've tested my limits too.
Yeah.
Your body said no.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, this is what it feels like. Man, that sucks.
Why'd you pull me out?
It's like, I should really get up. I'll just see how far I can go. And I'm good. That's literally my mindset. I'm in underwater.
You're trying to push it, dude?
Right, yeah.
The only time I suffocated in water was when I had tonsillitis and they had to drag me out of the water.
Oof.
Yeah. Growing up with a mom that was just like, go to school even if you're sick. Sucked, dude. Had to go to practice and all I remember was getting pulled out. Not a fun experience, man. But other than that, anything interesting happened to you guys this week? Nothing at all? No stories this time around from the shop?
Oh, man. I think I had one, but I don't remember now.
No?
No.
You know what I've been into?
What?
The Fast Saga. I was talking this to Rene.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I had an itch to rewatch it all.
Yeah.
2 things. One, it makes me miss Paul Walker. And 2, I feel like now that I've seen them all once, all the way through, seeing them again, I'm starting to notice details.
What kind of details?
So Han talks about wanting to go to Tokyo. Where was he introduced? In Fast and Furious, which is the fourth one. Mm-hmm. He talks about running away to Tokyo after they do that job at the beginning of the movie. So that was like, there. But the biggest one was where Dom and Lex, what was her name? Lexi? Or the Dom's girlfriend, the one that ended up dying in Letty.
Letty. Yeah.
Letty. So there's a scene before Letty dies, or quote unquote dies, where they say that they should run away to Rio, which was the location of Fast 5. Mm-hmm. So they had already talked about it in Fast 4. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of interesting to see how the story went, and you already kind of saw that there's already potential plans. Like, this movie was never going to fail.
I keep forgetting that Gal Gadot was introduced in Fast and Furious
4.
Yeah, Fast Furious.
Yeah. I forgot that too.
Yeah.
And her accent slowly started to disappear.
Yeah, it was heavy in Fast and Furious. And
yeah.
It was like, and then when Fast 5, she's all just talking more normal.
Yeah.
It was right before Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's right. Was she in Fast and Furious? Because Wonder Woman came out afterwards, right?
Wonder Woman came out after Fast 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think she was just cast as Wonder Woman for BVS. I think that's what it was. Because Fast 5 came out in like 2011.
I'm looking that up right now.
Yeah, he's got a computer now.
I think it came out in like
upgrades, baby.
I think I want to safely say Fast 5 came out in 2012.
2011.
Fast 5.
April 29th.
And then BVS came out in 2012, I believe.
Which one?
BVS.
Yeah, it was after high school. That I remember.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a venereal disease. BVS.
Batman versus Superman. Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Edition.
That sounds like an STD for sure.
It's interesting because, okay, well, I'm going to ask you this because I posted this on my Instagram.
Yeah.
What are your 5 favorite Fast movies?
In
order.
In order? Oh, man. I like the humor in Fast and Furious 6 between the group. I love the dialogue between everyone. It's great. Ramon gets great dialogue with Han, when talking about
the diamond.
Yeah, and then also talking about Gal Gadot's character. He's like, oh wait, you don't want to lease this model, you want to buy. So, it's just great dialogue. I love that one. So it's Fast and Furious 6.
That's your top one?
That's my number one, I think.
Really?
Because I don't see it enough. When it comes to airing, it's always Fast 5 and then Furious 7 and then Fate of the Furious. Like on TBS, I noticed that they do that. They skip over Fast and the Furious 6 for some reason.
You know what do it for me for Fast 6? It's the scene where Dom saves Letty by flying over the bridge.
That's why I love it.
You like that part?
It was it was also the next step into we're just gonna break physics. Dom is just basically a super soldier. He's basically Captain America.
I love how they explain it. Yeah, you're right, because Letty asked him that question. It's like, how did you know that car was going to break or fall? Sometimes you just got to leave it up to faith. And I'm like, okay, so God plays a role in this, right?
So
but
he's wearing a cross.
It's faith and family.
That's the 2 F's.
But I think Roman in Fast 9 breaks that and says that it's their plot.
Every time they get into something, they come out with no scratches.
Yeah, it's plot armor.
Yeah.
That they can't ever die.
Yeah, he points out that they all have plot armor and stuff.
You've never
They're
seen
self-aware.
Fast 9?
I've only gotten up to Fast 5 and I stopped there.
No, you have to go. I think if you committed, you have to proceed.
So
what makes you think I haven't already committed?
Commit.
It's Fast and the Furious 6.
Your lack of commitment is not there, my friend.
I like the first one, obviously, because that started it. It's
okay.
The first one, and I don't know why, I kind of like watching Too Fast, Too Furious.
Okay.
Whenever I'm done watching The Fast and the Furious, I have to watch Too Fast, Too Furious.
Makes sense.
I just like that it was a movie trying to do the same thing, but without Vin Diesel. Mm-hmm. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I kind of like, okay, we're kind of gonna go really crazy with
Plus, you get Roman.
Roman's a great addition to the franchise.
Yeah. It's Tyrese Gibson, right?
Tyrese Gibson and Paul Walker's chemistry just runs very well.
Oh, and Ludacris too.
Yes, and Ludacris. Yeah.
What's her name? Something Angelica, or the main actress from that one.
Oh, Eva Mendes.
Eva Mendes.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Which is funny. You only see her twice in the franchise. You don't see her anymore. Then
she was in Fast 8.
Yeah,
right?
no, she was at the end of Fast 5. in the after credits. She was the one that led.
That's right.
Hobbs, that Letty is still alive.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not see the after credits.
Yeah, that was the whole hint of like, she comes in Hobbs's like office and she's like, "Do you believe in ghosts?" And just throws Letty's picture, and it's from today, and it's just like, what?
That was like a huge reveal.
Yeah, that was like the first like introduction of like, we're gonna go cinematic.
You're rid of the MCU, right? Or we're gonna introduce you the FFU.
Yeah,
FFCU.
So I do like that, and then so
you went 6,
1, and 2. Tokyo Drift
4,
and then I think Fast 5.
Fast 5?
Yeah,
5.
I like Fast 5.
Fast 5 is your 5th.
Fast 5 is good because it does that whole like we're coming together.
Yeah.
It rebirths the franchise in a way where it's like, okay, we're just gonna kind of go beyond street racing now.
So for me, the order.
Heist.
The order for me is 5 Tokyo Drift, 1 6 10. Yeah. And the only reason is because there's like the first 2. 5 is overall a great movie.
Yeah.
It flows so well. And I was telling a buddy of mine that 5 is what it will become. The franchise, what it will become. We're gonna throw out all common sense in this franchise. It's no longer about street racing. This is a action movie with fast cars and absurd action that makes absolutely no sense with just no regards to physics. Then you get Tokyo Drift, which is just pure raw street racing, which is great. That was like the cherry on top of the final bit of street racing that we're ever going to get from the franchise. 1 is just great overall. It's just it's
classic.
It's a timepiece.
Yeah.
It's a timepiece.
The Buster got me out. The Buster brought me back. You can have any beer you want. He's all like, he takes Vince. That's Vince's, so be careful. So enjoy that one.
I felt bad for Vince at one point, dude. Even after 5, I felt bad for him. Yeah,
you know what? Vince didn't start well in the first movie.
Yeah.
But by the end of the first movie, you're kind of like, he's just a dick. He's just a dick. He wants to protect his friends.
But people still love him.
Yeah, no, it's a guy you want in your corner.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a guy you want in your corner.
1 is a classic. It's a timepiece.
Yeah.
6 is great, and I'm almost done with that movie today because I watched 4 and 5.
Yeah, they're on Peacock now, right?
They're on Peacock.
Yeah.
6 has great lines, like you said.
Yeah.
But I love Tej's and Roman's interactions because they're like siblings, and it's the first time we get that. Because in Fast 5, you don't have that chemistry.
It's mostly with the other brothers, the actual brothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Brazilian brothers.
The Brazilian brothers. Yeah.
Yeah. In this one, it's just them kind of like throwing hands at some point.
I think they what is it? The writers, was it Justin Lin? He saw what resonated with audiences from Fast 5, and I think they needed to cut down the crew a little more.
Yeah.
So those 2 characters were expendable, but how do we get that flair back?
Yeah, exactly.
Just use Tyrese Gibson and Ludacris.
And
Are you
it
talking about Fast 6?
Fast 6.
Yeah, Fast 6. They weren't in Fast 6.
So
Chris Morgan was the screenplay guy.
Oh, okay.
Justin Lin was more involved in it though, because Justin Lin did Tokyo Drift, and from there on out directed 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yes, 7 was his last one.
And didn't he come back for 10?
He wrote the script, I think.
For 10.
Yeah, or he produced it. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He didn't direct it. It was the same director from the last one.
That's right.
Yeah.
9. Yeah. What's interesting about the Fast movies though is that you have to watch, like if you watch 4, 5 is the continuation.
Yeah.
6 is a prologue. It's a good prologue. Oh, okay. So I was just like, sorry. Little bit of break character, just a little bit.
We're recording after hours and we heard the door open. So that's not supposed to happen.
We were about to break show for a second. You just saw a live reaction of us going like, are we going into work mode here?
Yeah.
Protect the fortress.
Yeah, basically.
But 6 is a prologue to 7, and 6 ends up being better than 7 in a way.
Yeah. Because 7, yes, it's Paul Walker's last, and that's the one that you should like it.
Yeah,
but it's not the better movie out of the franchises. It's
you can tell it broke apart when Paul Walker ended up dying,
and that happens, and that carries on into the franchises as well too. was it Fate and the Furious after
the Dark Dom saga?
Dark Dom saga. That's what I like to call it, Dark Dom, because he turns on his team.
Have you ever watched Fate of the Furious?
I don't think he's seen a lot of the Fast and Furious.
I've only seen the first 5.
You have to watch all of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's so stupid.
You get great characters like Shaw,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and and it's so great how he gets introduced as well too. And then you can watch Hobbs and Shaw, which I think they should do another Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah,
because the way they ended it, you know, there's like that guy that was behind everything.
That's the only movie I haven't seen,
dude. It's
so once, where should I watch Hobbs and Shaw?
I have it. I'll let you borrow it.
But like where in the sequence?
Oh, you can watch that literally after Fate of the Furious.
After Fate?
Yeah, after Fate. You can watch that after.
Because Dwayne doesn't show up after Fate, right?
Yeah, he leaves after Fate. Because that's when what happens in Furious 8?
That was a submarine scene.
That was okay.
That was the Antarctica
scene. And then Furious 9 that's the one with John Cena. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So he does leave because by that time, him and Vin Diesel have a qualm.
Yes. Now I remember. Okay, so I can watch it after 8. Yeah. Perfect. I'll start doing that.
Yeah, because he was contractually obligated to do another Fast and the Furious movie, but he's like, but I'm not doing it with Vin. He's like, I'll do a movie for the character of Hobbs.
It was 2 egos.
Yeah, I'm not doing it with Vin Diesel.
I'm surprised after watching Fast 5, Dwayne took the loss.
Yeah.
Because he's never written to take a loss, but he got beaten by Vin Diesel. Mm-hmm. That was the only fight between them, right?
That was it. They never did it again. And then if it was necessary, Hobbs would not lose, but injured.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So
honestly, dude, I feel like if anyone watches these seriously, they're doing themselves a disservice. You can't watch these seriously.
No, it's you can watch maybe the first
watch it like a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah, well, the first one you can watch seriously. That's the thing. That's the movie that has the most serious tone. Is number 1.
Yeah.
That has the most serious tone because it's an undercover cop movie essentially.
Yeah. It's a bit of a drama.
Yeah, you're following Paul Walker. He's this undercover cop that's trying to get into street racing because there's like people that are just stealing from trucks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then the second one is like, okay, we love the vibe from Fast and the Furious. How do we just stretch that?
Buddy cop.
We'll do a buddy cop. We'll do the same thing, but instead of Vin Diesel, we'll just have Tyrese Gibson. You know?
It tried to take itself a little too seriously, and that's what throws me off about the second one.
For the second one, really?
For the second one. That's why it's not in my top 5. That's why, like, I would put it in the second half of the list.
Yeah.
Only because it just throws itself. Like, I get the chemistry between all of them is great.
Yeah.
But there's just not a good vibe.
The villain wasn't even that good, too.
The villain was
he was...
was it...
I forget his name.
Yeah.
Ramon? No.
Yeah. What is going on here, dude?
I don't know.
It's this heat wave's just causing problems right now.
It really is.
Anyways, I recommend you watch it, Sean. If you can, just go through it again. Rewatch 4 and 5, then go into 6 and 7, then watch 8 alone, and then 9 and 10.
Okay.
I think he should watch 9 and 10 with us.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down for that. But again, I swear, do not question anything.
No.
Just enjoy it.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Come on. It's a fast movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't
Nothing
take it serious.
makes sense. Nothing really will.
Yeah.
It's just have fun.
It's sheer entertainment.
Yeah.
I mean, I can take an edible or two.
A construct.
Yeah, that's a construct.
I don't need to worry about it. No one's gonna die.
They come back.
Yeah.
If you see someone die, don't worry.
Dude, have you ever if you think you've seen riding gymnastics, you've never seen riding gymnastics the way Fast and Furious does it.
Okay, so I mean, you obviously you've seen up to 5. You said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what happens to Han.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Okay, the way they explain how he comes back is the most stupidest thing that they do. Because they just pull out shenanigans. It's just like, they don't explain it. They're just like, there it is.
No, they explain it and then they retcon a move and then they re-explain it again.
They retcon a move?
Yes. So basically, remember in Tokyo Drift, he has the accident and the car blows up? Okay, so apparently
like
that was a hit.
Yeah.
So it's explained in one of the other Fast movies that Shaw apparently had a hit on Han because he was a part of his posse in the time that took down the brother.
Yeah.
The first brother from Fast 6, the first Shaw with the stash. Okay?
What was it? Luke Perry?
Yes.
His name? Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so keep that in mind. It was a hit. It was a hit. Now, when he comes back, right? I think it's like in like Fate or Fast 9.
Mind you, they introduce a government official, which is played by Kurt Russell.
Yes.
Great addition, by the way.
Wait, Kurt Russell is in one of them?
Wait until...
Whoa.
If you thought Kingdom Hearts story was absurd, this is like top tier American perfection, dude.
You cannot compare Fast and the Furious.
Oh, yes, I can.
Really? No. Honestly, it was like basically a bunch of people was like in a room trying to figure out how do we bring back Hans. Someone type in the AI, and it just went with the first thing that they saw.
Hold
Boom,
up.
works. Let's go with it.
So Gal Gadot, can I just tell you, her character, she dies.
Yeah. Well, she's the reason why Hans
goes
back to Tokyo.
Yes.
Because they fall in love, and so something happens in one of the movies, and then he's finally like, "Oh, she's gone. I'm gonna do what I've been telling her to do, but I haven't had the chance to go. I'm gonna go to Tokyo. Enter Tokyo Drift.
Yes.
Boom, 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 boom. Okay, cool. Hans is back. Oh, what? Crazy. And then
I love this play-by-play.
Yeah. And then
it's you're underplaying it because bear in mind, Fast 6 was supposed to be Han's last movie.
Yes.
Because Gal Gadot's character dies in that one.
Yeah.
She falls off a plane and disappears. But we have to follow the rule of comic book movies.
Yeah.
No body, no death.
Yeah.
We don't see a body. But
there's only one death that they can never go back, which is Paul Walker's, which is sad.
Yes.
But the thing is that you can tell Paul Walker's death really threw the franchise for a loop.
Oh, I bet.
Because originally you're thinking, okay, cool, I'm gonna have like the three main people here, which is basically Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, and Jordan Brewster. You know, and you think, okay, cool.
What's her name too? No, what's her name?
Alex Rodriguez or
Michelle Rodriguez.
Michelle Rodriguez.
She was.
You wouldn't say she's like core 3?
She might be core 3 or core 4, if anything.
Okay.
It was the thing. The original idea before Paul Walker died. You knew that at least the two main characters was always going to be Paul Walker and Vin Diesel. You can tell that the writers were like, nothing's going to ever happen to these guys. And then. So that's the thing. When Paul Walker died, and then we were like, oh, well, we killed off like already 3 different characters, and the team's getting really small. You see it in Fast and Furious 8 and a bit of 9. So then they start going, well, how do we bring people back from the dead? Or let's just bring them back from the dead. So at least, because they don't do how. They go, let's just bring them back from the dead.
Let's just announce that these people are coming back because Tokyo Drift takes place after 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
Then they start doing the smart route where it's like, we're not going to kill our villains, but we're going to keep them alive, which I think Marvel should have done that a long time ago. But the thing is that, okay, at least we have, if we need another person in the team, we'll just get the villain from the last movie, and they'll be part of the team. And they did that with Shaw. They did that with John Cena's character. They even did it with Charlize Theron's character in the last Fast movie, which is the way that ends. Doesn't make sense.
They need a Fast 11, but we're never going to get it, I don't think. We're not going
to get it, no.
Which sucks.
The studio was like, no, we're not going to do it.
No, they haven't said anything yet officially.
Because of the whole Vin Diesel thing?
Because it's never got proven. So they haven't brought it up yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, Han leaves in 6. We know what happens in Tokyo. He ends up dying, right? So his death was the cause of a hit because he was involved in the first Shaw's death. But then they retcon the hit in a later movie by saying that the organization that contracts the crew in Fast 8 or after Fast 8 basically saves Han's body before the hit happened. So in other words, the hitman planned the hit, was successful, but before the hit actually happened, this organization saved Han before the accident happened.
Not explaining how they did it, how they switched places, and how they got him out of the car before the car exploded.
Somehow his body...
I'm just focusing on he's alive. Cool.
No.
He's alive.
There's an art.
Government magic. That's what it was. That's what it chalked up to. At the end of the day, like, we walked out and there was no other explanation than government magic.
He's a test tube baby then.
But then Gal Gadot also comes back.
Yes.
She's a test tube baby.
No one does.
We have so like Bryan says, it's revealed that she's alive at the end of Fast 10. but we never got an explanation by the time the credits rolled. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And
we
might not never get an explanation.
But I want it.
No, same.
Like that's the thing is that I feel like if you've seen Fast and Furious enough, if you've seen past 4, you're already in too deep. Just go in. I'm just
remembering how Fast 10 ended. It was so Marvel in Avengers Infinity War ending-esque. Like, it basically ended in the whole, like, team possibly dying and stuff. And the cliffhanger like
just
that.
When you watch it with us, man, it's a trip. Yeah. It's a trip.
It sucks because it's one of the better endings, and we're never going to get a resolution to it. That's the thing.
They were pissed at me for bringing them in to watch Fast 9.
Yeah.
We walked out of Fast 10, and Nick literally said, I'm mad that I actually enjoyed this.
Because you want to see the next one.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And we walked out of Fast 9, we're like, dude, we're not going to watch Fast 10.
They were angry at me.
Yeah, they were like, dude, Fast 9 was so bad. It was ridiculous, you know? And it didn't make a lot of sense, and they really just didn't care about any sort of laws of physics at all and stuff like that. Like actual science went out the window.
They brought back Bow Wow and what's his name? Something Black?
Lucas Black. Yeah, Luke Black or Lucas Black. Yeah. The guy from
Tokyo
Drift. Yeah.
It's going to be a hard watch. I can't.
When you see them,
I have a hard time watching movies
it's like
that now.
10 years after the movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, they did not age well at all. Sucks, but
drugs. Years have been bad.
I don't know.
Bow Wow, man. Like, you see him, he looks like he's like that dad that's struggling.
Yeah. Anyways, Fast and Furious, Christopher Nolan's favorite franchise.
So that's what you've been doing this week, man. You've been having a busy week.
I had the itch. My mind wanted it. It wanted to shut itself down for a bit and just watch stupid
That's good.
I got into on Netflix the crime documentary dramas or like the worst roommate ever. I watched that.
I was watching
ever. Yeah.
I was watching an episode of that, but
it's pretty good.
There was this mockumentary on Netflix. It was like a guy who would draw penises on the car, but it was all fake.
That's American Scandal.
You know, I'm so disappointed that they canceled that show after 2 seasons. Both seasons. Season 2 was okay.
Season 2 was okay, but it had like the greatest like prank / like vandalism that happened. The American Scandal is like you said, a mockumentary that basically after We Created a Monster or How to Make a Monster? Or How to Make a Serial Killer came out.
That thing, yeah.
Netflix was like, can we put a comedy spin on it? And so they did. A bunch of high schoolers. They did basically a bunch of high schoolers that are part of the AV Club do a documentary investigating the latest vandalism at their school, which is basically someone got a magic marker and drew a bunch of penises on the school faculty's cars and stuff like that. And so it's the biggest investigation.
Big scandal. Big scandal. Yeah. Like it goes deep and it's like, oh my gosh.
I can't watch documentaries.
Or you can't?
Yeah, I can't.
No, dude, this one's, I mean, they're pretty good.
It makes me a little uncomfortable.
I love documentaries.
I can't. I already learned enough from life. I don't need to learn from other people telling me about life, especially crime stuff.
Yeah.
It kind of freaks me out.
You don't watch lore videos?
Dude, worst ex ever and worst roommate ever are like the creepiest things that I've heard.
Yeah.
Because there was one ex. This was like the first episode of my worst ex ever. Was this guy basically every time he would be in a relationship with a girl, he ended up like abusing them and beating them and stuff like that. And the last girl he was with, he basically kept her captive for 2 days and beating the hell out of her. On top of that as well too, until basically no one heard from her for days, and her friends, luckily, thank God, did a wellness check on her and stuff, and heard that she was getting, beaten and stuff like that. And then basically the guy found out that he was getting caught, left, and the girl died from her she died within her injuries and stuff like that.
Still locked up in the room? Still
locked up, and she was chained up or handcuffed to like the corner of like the kitchen and stuff like that. And basically he left her and she died. She come to her injuries, but the thing was, it was a manhunt for like the last week and stuff. And they did like a whole, it was really cool.
They got him, right?
They got him, but they didn't. It was really make me mad because what happened is that they are like, okay, we're going to spread out our parameters. He knows people in this area. He has to be here. Mm-hmm. He doesn't know anyone else within miles and stuff. He needs to be here in this house. They go to that said house, looked around, nowhere to be found. But they're like, he has to be here. This is it. Like, people have said they may have seen him here. And then come to find out that one of the cops found underneath like the house was like a little hole. And then it was like a hole maybe like just big enough to put in just one person, like a skinny person and stuff. So they send in a drone or like a little drone in there, and the drone's with a camera. He's going around trying to find it and stuff like that. And they just see a guy with a gun. Going like this. As soon as the camera goes like this, as soon as the camera goes up, he goes boom. He shoots himself in the head. Oof. So I was like, damn. He took.
Way out.
Took the easy way out.
Yeah, he took the easy way out. Yep. Like, oh man, I was kind of hoping I would hear him rot in prison. But no, he knew he was gonna get life. He was gonna get convicted. He knew he wasn't.
See, when it comes to like crime stuff like that, the most I'll do is I follow a Twitter page. I think it's like creepy something.
Creepypasta.
Not creepypasta, but it was like I forget what it is, but it like they give like a short synopsis of like the thing that they're talking about, and maybe like a small clip or a small like excerpt of like what happened. Sometimes they'll like
see them on TikTok sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes they'll post like, oh, like this is the never before seen footage of like a different perspective of the 9/11 attacks. Or there was this one today that I saw, which I'm not gonna really talk about because I don't think our audience is like super interested in it. Yeah, they talked about two people that were trying to rob a house during Christmas time. When they broke in, they started opening presents underneath the tree, and then as soon as I think it was the grandparents came in, they shot them both instantly as soon as they came in the house, stole the items, kidnapped the two daughters that were there, and then they went on a pursuit for about an hour or two, and they one of them ended up getting the death penalty, the other one ended up serving life in prison. Good. Yeah, that's crazy. But that's the most I'll do. Yeah. I can't do a full-on documentary because it just makes me like hate life sometimes. Where it's just like I don't know why people. I'll never get it. I don't want to.
The worst you've thought of that, or that you can think of, someone has probably done it.
Oh yeah, and I don't want to think.
And you don't want. Yeah, you just go on this existential spiral. Yeah. At that point,
I was always told never get into the mind of someone that's that deranged because you'll never understand it. People just do what they want to do, as long as you're sane. Really, there's nothing else that matters. Anyways, can we get into lighter topics?
Yeah. No. Okay. Her arms were cut off.
Let's talk about comic strips. Comic strips, the portion of the show we talk about topics that don't merit a 10 to 15 minute conversation. I've got a pretty hefty list today. Ooh. So are we ready?
All right, bring it on.
All right, let's talk about something real quick, real short. I like this person. I don't feel anything wrong with them. Selena Gomez has become the first Disney actress to reach a net worth of $1 billion.
Dang.
She's currently worth $1.3 billion.
Dang.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't see any controversy with her right now where you could really hate.
I think the only thing that people are nitpicking is her and her relationship with her new boyfriend.
Who's she dating now?
It's some music producer. Look him up. He's actually.
Was he on Little Dicky? Yeah. That guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he has like really long curly hair, and apparently she's happy. But everyone's like, dude, do you realize that this guy is actually, you can do a lot better? Like everyone's saying,
he's pugly. He's really
pugly.
He's pugly.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, I've heard some of her interviews where she said that she disconnects herself from the internet. She doesn't know what the internet is or like anything. She just spends most of her time reading, doing things. Whatever. Let her live her life. I like the stuff she's in. You said you recently started watching Only Murders, right?
No, that was Nick.
Yeah. Have you seen Only Murders?
I haven't.
No?
Me and Mandy want to watch it, but then I get kind of like very much not too bad. Like,
oh God, yeah, she can do so much better.
Right?
He's such a character on Little Dicky.
I mean,
such a character.
I know who I've seen.
So he's a music writer.
Yeah. So he's a music producer. Yeah, he's worked on a lot of big stuff.
A lot of stuff that basically was like on the radio and still on the radio today.
Benny Blanco. That's right.
Look,
I think he's written for like.
Yeah, I'm gonna
go ahead and see what he's worked on. I know he's worked on a couple.
I'm gonna say this: we can't just judge on looks. Maybe he's got a good personality. Maybe
he doesn't.
He doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Is that like for sure? Is he?
He's actually he's very.
Is he an asshole?
He's a bit of an asshole.
Yeah.
Oh well, that sucks.
He's also a very, very messy person.
Selena Gomez is a sweetheart, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How many number one hits
she's been burned a lot.
Too, yeah. So. The Justin Bieber face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In the years since Benny Blanco, he's amassed 29 total number one songs. He's worked with Ed Sheeran, Justin Bieber, The Weeknd, Selena Gomez, Ariana Grande, Britney Spears, Lana Del Rey.
Any well-known song from them, he's written that song.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what he says. He goes, that's how he gets paid. That's why he's still in Hollywood. He's like, he's fine.
He's a good audio technician. Carlos has.
Okay.
But overall, I mean, Selena Gomez, I don't know. I mean, she's great.
She's great.
Yeah.
I love her in Only Murders.
Yeah.
I would recommend you watch it if you want to.
I hear the first season's really good.
The first season's good. The second season is mid. It's still entertaining.
Yeah.
The third season was interesting.
Yeah.
Fourth season just came out, so Andy and I are probably going to watch it before it gets spoiled.
Yeah, my sister got into that. As soon as season 4 dropped, she started watching it. And stuff. She always does that when that's funny. I always see her just like start binge watching stuff.
Yeah.
My niece just started binging Demon Slayer.
Ugh, anime. Disgusting.
She's a teenager, so she's.
Yeah, she's
that's
in
the it thing.
That's the Gen Zers are getting into anime.
You gotta watch anime because it's different.
Ian McGregor will receive his star on the Walk of Fame on September 12th.
Nice.
Christian Haydenson will be in attendance and also give a speech.
Oh.
Cool.
A lot of actors are getting their Hollywood star.
Yeah, didn't someone else recently today as well?
Yeah. I think Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, yeah. That's what it was, yeah.
Because what's her name? Winona Ryder was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about BeetleJuice in a second.
Yes, we will. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're sorry we went on like a 20-minute tangent on both
Fast and Furious
and what else?
Documentaries.
Yeah.
For like less than a quarter of that Fast and Furious time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Fast and Furious is just like 10 movies. What are we gonna do? Allison Brie's in the news. She's been casted to play Evil Lynn in the live action Masters of the Universe movie.
Oh, cool. She's hot. Yeah. Smash.
Ditto.
I loved her in Community. I think she was like my first like live actress. No, hold up. What was I watching first? Was it Chuck or Community? What came out first? Chuck. Sandwich Girl. Sandwich Girl and Chuck.
Yeah. Or what's her name from Jumper?
Yeah.
Wait, from Jumper?
Yeah.
You ever watch Jumper with Hayden Christensen?
Yes.
Okay, you know the girl that he liked?
I'm trying to get a picture.
She's from Summerland.
She is
not
literally
Summerland. No, OC. She's in the OC.
Yes, she's in the OC. She
literally plays girlfriend.
Yes, she's always the girl next door.
How's she look today?
She still kind of looks the same.
You know what she looks more like? She looks more like Starlight.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she kind of does.
She kind of looks like Starlight.
Yeah. She was my first crush.
Really?
She was my first actress crush. Only because Chuck got a sandwich from her. And I was just like, dude, that's great, dude.
I liked her because of the OC, because she took to Agent Brody's character's nerdiness.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like,
all right.
Okay, cool. So that's what got me into, like, I like brunettes then. They understand.
I love how we went from Allison Brie to, what's her name?
Rachel
Bilson?
Rachel Bilson. She's
Bilson.
not in anything currently now. Nothing currently.
No, I'm looking at her IMDb.
Anyways, Allison Brie, Masters of the Universe,
cool.
Evil Lynn.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome. Matt Reeves got an interview with SFX Magazine, I believe. I tried to find the source, but it was making me pay for it, so I'm like, I'm good for that. He says that the Batman will never be fully fantastical.
Oh, okay.
Basically says that it's going to be grounded. Quote, what was important to me was to find a way to take these principles. What is it? Oh my God, I'm going into... Oh, to take these pop icons, these mythic characters that everybody knows, and translate it so that the Gotham feels like a place in our world. He wants it to be more grounded. He actually used a character, I forget his name, he's invincible, a magician, white suit. Mr.
What?
Forget his name.
In Batman?
In Batman.
Huh.
I forget. Anyways, he said that he'll never go into that kind of character. As like he'll never dig into that rogues gallery because it wouldn't
Metal
make
Men,
sense.
he won't do anything like that.
It's too
won't do anything like nothing either like magical or something like that.
Yeah. He also says that the Batman 2 is almost done. He's almost done writing the script. It's going to be another mystery film, and it's going to explore the underground world of the crime scene in Gotham. Which I
think that's good because that means we're going to get 2 different flavors of Batman movies. Then it looks like James Gunn wants to dabble more into the comic booky side of the DC universe, which is great. So, which includes obviously space and magic and stuff like that with all the characters he's introducing in Superman.
Yeah,
I want to Hush live action for Batman. If we're going this route for like Batman 2 and stuff, like having villains like that.
We might get a Hush within Matt Reeves's world.
Even a Court of Owls.
Yeah, quicker than in James Gunn's Batman and stuff like that. We'll probably see that more likely. and stuff, because again, it's more crime based and stuff. So I did like how he did with the Riddler, treating it very much like Zodiac and stuff, which is cool. I like that. So I'm hoping
that's a great way of keeping it grounded.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see that more later on with other villains he takes aspirations from real serial killers and stuff like that.
Is it just like a fan poster people did with Killer Croc, or is it actually going to have Killer Croc in the second one?
That's a fan post.
That's a fan post. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think why would you have Killer Croc? He's too out there.
That's true.
Yeah, he's too out there. You can't have that.
He could be a sideshow freak. You know,
yeah.
It's very easy. He could
they did that a lot in the animated series of Batman.
Oh yeah.
I would say the furthest you can go is someone like Puppet Master.
Yeah,
maybe that's like the furthest.
The Mad Hatter.
Oh, you could do Mad Hatter.
Can you?
Yeah,
you could
totally.
You can get you if you write him in a way where he's not so what do you say? Kind of like so much into like the Wonderland-esque of it, very much of like controlling people of it.
I would like Charlie Days.
Yeah, or either using like hats with like electrodes in it to kind of persuade people to do it. There's a way to work around it. I can see that more with Mad Hatter. I don't think we'll get a Ra's al Ghul because
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, because we've had it. We've had it in the past. That's the thing. I don't think Matt Reeves wants to touch anything that Nolan has done right away, because we never gotten a Riddler other than in the Schumacher.
So then no Clayface.
Clayface wouldn't work.
We wouldn't. No.
How do you explain a serum that would make you look like Clay?
That's true.
I would see that. Then I would write it in a way of like he can change his looks, maybe not like physically, but maybe with prosthetics and stuff like that. And then because he's an actor, he starts dabbling into the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Not realizing who am I, what do I really look like?
Kills the victims.
That would be interesting.
Takes on a life of them, and then he slowly loses himself.
Yeah, just loses himself.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of like that. Like it's like the beginning of that. You see he falls. He's an out of work actor, but then he starts realizing I can dress up as other people, either get better shots, or I can commit crimes.
Yeah.
But then he gets so involved into the face that he's wearing, he starts forgetting who he is and stuff like that. That's what drives him crazy.
It would be
that idea.
Yeah,
it would be good. It's just I don't think it would work in a movie.
No, but
because that explanation in itself was way too long.
Anything can work in a movie. Anything can work in a movie. If done properly, anything. Because I like
your faith. I like your faith, dude. I like your positivity.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Movies are fantasy. they defy the realms of what we know, man. It's possible.
I feel like you and Noel need to be in a show together.
Oh gosh. Oh, he gave me his play-by-play of why he actually liked The Crow.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He posted on there.
Yeah. He sent me like a good 3-4 paragraphs of it. I'm like,
leave it to him to find the good and positives out of crappy movies.
I found it really funny when he posted it on his Instagram.
He's a gem.
And I'm just like. Oh man, you guys are not gonna like this. But I kind of figured it's Noel. He likes really crappy movies.
He just loves bad movies.
It's fine. Everyone has a taste. That's perfectly fine.
And he would go see The Crow after everyone's telling him it's such a bad movie.
Of course.
He'd be like, I'm gonna go see it. He's like,
I'm gonna talk to him. I want to see what he says about The Crow because I know I'm interested.
After this.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But I can see how that could work.
Yeah.
Because Nolan kind of did that with Scarecrow in a way.
He kind of did, but he never ran with it. We saw it in one movie, and then he was just mentioned in The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
He was shown in The Dark Knight, and then again
briefly
shown in The Dark Knight Rises.
The problem I have with
a cameo.
The problem I have with Nolan's movies, granted they're good, but it kind of teeter-tottered into fantasy and grounded.
Yeah.
And you can't have that. Like, I believe Gotham to be its own character in The Batman. Gotham in Batman Begins and The Dark Knight and everything. I think we've said it before. Nick has said it. It just looks like Chicago.
Yeah.
It's Chicago.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's Chicago Gotham.
Yeah.
And at least in Matt Reeves' Gotham, it's very much Chicago with a little bit of maybe New York and stuff. And yeah, that's the thing.
It's got some downtown LA vibes.
Even Joker has a vibe of Gotham as well too. there's when you get to the more city aspect, it does feel like it's either L.A. or New York.
Yeah.
And then when you get to more like the people that the living situations, it feels like it's more to the outskirts of Detroit.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
let's stick into the DC realm for a bit. Yeah. Let's talk about James Gunn for a second because we briefly mentioned him. He was asked if he were to make a Batman and Superman film, what would he name it? Do you guys want to guess?
World's Finest.
World's Finest.
Yeah.
You already saw that, huh?
I did.
Yeah.
I follow James Gunn.
Yeah. Yeah. I like his thoughts process.
I like what James Gunn posts on his Instagram and Twitter, even if it's good or bad DC news.
Yeah.
Like he did post of the Joker's Joker 2's critic score already. Mm-hmm. It got a 59%, and so it's like, oh well, at least he's not
acknowledging it.
He's acknowledging what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, he's not gonna not look at the facts. Mm-hmm. I'm not excited for Joker 2.
No, no. I don't think anyone is, to be honest. I don't think even hardcore Joker fans.
The first one was a gem.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
It was good. I didn't like it as much as everyone else did.
I didn't like the ending.
Yes.
The ending was what ruined it for me.
Yeah. I didn't like that we're going to connect it with
a Batman.
Yeah, with the Waynes' death and stuff like that. Which is, I guess, someone told me, well, it just shows that their past will come together. And I go, yeah, but that's the thing is that this movie, the movie didn't really tell you or set it up. It's just you get a vibe that there's not going to be a Batman.
No.
In this universe and stuff. And I think even Todd Phillips has said, yeah, my Joker movies are not going to go into like Joker in the comic books. Mm-hmm. It's just going to go the way I want it.
I would have preferred it if you were going to bring in the Waynes, you should have done it in the second one. Intro that and have that be the cause.
Yeah.
Because that way you're not like looking at it towards the end, because you have such a great story being developed with the Joker, and Joaquin Phoenix plays such a great character in that one.
He does.
So I heard that in the movie, I saw a review that go like, what should have been the main topic of the film doesn't. It's more of like Joker and Harley Quinn's like love that gets more of the shine. Mm-hmm. They go, the more compelling parts of the film is the trial of what's his name in the movie,
the Joker.
Yeah, what's his name?
I forget.
Peter something.
Oh no,
let's see.
No, it's like Alex or no something. But yeah, he then that's the thing is that's what the compellingness of the story is like, okay, now we got to deal with Arthur. That's his name.
Arthur Fleck.
Just clicked.
Yeah, Arthur's trial. As I'm about to, I just said his name. Like about Arthur's trial. Yeah. About Arthur's trial and stuff like that. But that's the thing. It doesn't become the main focus.
It takes away from everything that was built up. Yeah. And that's the shame of it, is that the Joker works up until the end, because in the spotlight gets taken away from him when they introduce the death of the Waynes. Yeah. You shouldn't have done that. Mm-mm. My problem with Joker 2 right now is I don't like the details that are coming out about it. Yeah. From what I understand, the details that have been out is that it's not original music. It's original lyrics based on music that already exists. They're going to Moulin Rouge it. Yeah. I think I mentioned this in the previous issue as well, that everything, all the scores, all the dance numbers that are going to be in there, it's all in their heads. Mm-hmm. So I don't understand why you needed to advertise it as a musical. Mm-hmm. Maybe they were trying to be quirky and a little bit different. It's just that you already gave us this kind of movie, a psychological, I wouldn't say thriller, but like a somewhat like that in the first one. And then you're going a different direction.
Yeah, you already established that the first Joker movie is a suspenseful kind of drama. Yeah. It's a tragedy.
Thank you. There you go. Yeah.
And in the second one, you're kind of going, okay, we're kind of seeing the effects from that tragedy, but at the same time, we're going to go a little whimsical. Yeah. And it feels very off. That's the thing. I feel like at some point, Todd Phillips doesn't understand Joker. Yeah. At least the vibe of Joker.
Even if you were to say, well, that's what if we're seeing everything from his perspective, that he is this whimsical person inside his head, that's not the character you established in the first one. So to do that in the second one makes absolutely no sense. Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, we're still going to watch it. It's just
we have to watch it.
Yeah, I'm just not excited. That's all it is.
Yeah. I'm going to give the movie the first half hour, and if it's not any good, I'm just probably going to leave.
I'm going to keep... Let's see if you keep your word. I want to see. All right, we'll see. Rumors are circulating that Josh Brolin might be playing Hal Jordan.
Oh, I saw that.
In the Lanterns.
Because they did announce that they want an older Hal Jordan for the Lantern show.
I don't know if I like Josh Brolin, but
I do.
But no, hang on.
I don't hate it.
There's a second and third choice. I'm going to give you this third choice because I don't like this choice. Matthew McConaughey, if Josh Brolin decides to opt out.
Absolutely not.
But
and brightest day.
And brightest night.
No, sorry. Oh wait, what's
Shall
that?
ski by side. All right.
Green Lantern's light.
Green Lantern's light, man.
Beware my power.
He's just gonna be there, just twiddling his fingers like that, like it's a Lincoln commercial.
That's the ring. And brightest day and blackest night. No evil shall escape my side. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, this bad boy's charged.
By the time he's done his whole speech,
the movie's over.
City's destroyed.
Oh, you're telling me Parallax already destroyed the city? No, that's a shame.
Who's the other one?
Ian McGregor.
Ian McGregor?
I prefer that choice over Josh Brolin.
I prefer Josh Brolin.
Yeah,
really.
Josh Brolin.
Has he been? Can he do a quick quips and stuff like that?
Josh Brolin in real life is actually a very funny man.
Yeah,
that's why
yeah,
he has the capability.
See his interviews.
He has the capability of being very sarcastic. Mm-hmm. So I think he has it in him. But the thing is because it's Josh Brolin and he's Thanos, he's cast in these very stoic kind of like characters.
I'd be interested.
Yes.
I'd be interested. I'm not 100% against it.
I don't blame you for that.
Yeah,
it's just there's no evidence.
Yeah, but
to show you like
I've been proven wrong. Look at Sonic.
Yeah.
I could not stand Ben Schwartz after Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
I love Ben Schwartz because of Parks and Rec. And
I liked him. I liked his character, but when
I know Ben
I couldn't
Schwartz
see him
from,
anywhere else.
I know Ben Schwartz from College Humor.
College Humor.
Yeah.
But see, he played the same character in College Humor that he did in Parks and Rec.
Yes, that's what got
he
his
had no
recognition.
range. Yeah, but then you started putting him in more roles that were a lot more different, and I'm like, Ben Schwartz is talented. Not only is he funny, but he's got talent, which is good. Yeah. So I want characters to be challenged.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Money, please.
She is though.
Let's talk a little bit about wrestling. We can talk about wrestling now. Yeah. Sean, are you interested in some wrestling talk?
Oh yeah, brother.
Ooh, okay. We don't.
No, it's Macho Man Randy Savage.
Okay, yeah.
That's not Hulk Hogan. Yeah.
No.
No, I won't bring the Hulkamania.
No.
The cream of the crop.
Or the Trumpomania.
Trumpomania. Oh God.
That's
all I'm gonna say. Let's move on.
So, SmackDown,
yes,
has aired its final episode on Fox this last Friday. As of recording tonight, that's the last episode on Fox. Here's the problem: as wrestling fans, I can't stand the fact that Fox continues to black out and silence the audience over every little thing. Oh. And I get it; it's network television. Yeah. But like, there's
in the past 4 shows, it's been really just like you can't hear anything.
You get 10 seconds of complete black, and then just like silence, and you think your TV is broken, but it's not. It's them just censoring everything.
Because the audience, you can't control them. That's the thing. They say what they say. You can't work around it. You have to cut it out. Sometimes there are some bad apples they'll bring a sign and it'll be either some sort of offensive kind of thing or something that's in poor taste. Yes, profanity is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
There's also been signs showing obscene things and stuff like that they had to block out, and then had security be like, hey, take it out and stuff. And in the past few shows, there's been some times where the audience doesn't agree what's happening in the ring, and so they'll start cussing. They'll go F this, and then or F you, or they'll say they'll even say pussy. And but the thing is that we're not hearing anything. And in when you watch it after it airs, the editing has just been so bad.
So that was a lot of that happened during Vince McMahon's run in the 2015 to like 2019 run, 2020 actually, pre-COVID. You would get a lot of that, and so here's the problem with, and again, I say this as a wrestling fan myself, and someone that grew up with it. Wrestling fans are children. You will be talking to like a 30, 40-year-old person that grew up watching WWE, and they will have opinions that tend to be very immature, and like you have to grow up a little bit and understand that things do change.
Very opinionated.
Yes.
As well too.
So what happened in 2015 through like 2020, even a little bit before that, that was like that wasn't the Attitude Era, because Attitude Era was more like early 2000s, but it was afterwards, that era after. Vince wasn't being smart about what he was approving story-wise. There was no story being developed. A lot of wrestlers kind of were coming in and out. People weren't getting their shots. And so what happened was a lot of fans tended to go out, and they started to outsource their wrestling entertainment. That's when New Japan became more relevant. So New Japan had a faction called Bullet Club, which was really famous at the time, and if you see this, that's where that comes from.
I remember you talking about them before. Yeah.
WWE was so egotistic at this time that any fan that brought outside merch from different wrestling organizations would kick out those people even if you had bought a ticket.
Mind you, Vince when Vince took over the industry after his dad died, Vince McMahon Sr., he took it over. And mind you, Vince McMahon Sr. was very much of a, it's not just WWF, it's all wrestling. I want to help and promote because this is a community. We all have to work at each other, and which is great. You would think, my dad did that,
I want to do the same.
I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna honor his wishes. No. He did not do that.
Just tanked it.
Vince McMahon Jr. now basically was like, I am going to just cut off everything and I'm going to build it on my own. He wanted the whole, like, I did this on my own. Where it's at right now, that is because of me. And he basically just, like, any sort of outsourcing or cross promotions from any other companies, he completely was like, no, we're not doing that. And I'm having all my superstars. If you're working for me, you are working for me. You are not working for any other things, any other companies.
Yeah, there are other faction or other organizations out there. So right now there's Total Nonstop Wrestling,
which is
TNA.
Yeah.
So there's that. There was WCW, which WWE bought. There was also Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor, which is cool. I'm glad they're still doing that. That is more of a beginners kind of thing. If you go out of New Japan, you go into Ring of Honor.
And Ring of Honor was working with WWE for a bit until AEW came out, and AEW was a subsection of, or it was a development project when Cody Rhodes and All Elite exited New Japan, and they started doing small promotions over here under All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, at the time it was called just All In, and then it evolved into AEW.
Yeah. So the reason I bring this up,
All In or All Out?
All In. All Out is a pay-per-view that AEW has now.
Okay.
Yeah, so AEW is All Elite Wrestling. Anyways, going back to the topic, last episode on Fox, it's moving to USA. Because it's now quote-unquote cable, you're going to have a lot more freedom.
Yeah.
And SmackDown is suffering from network television's 2-hour block because you don't have a lot of cards that you can promote.
So and they've noticed that people tune in more to Raw because of there's not so much limitations, but you can show a little bit more interesting things on USA. That's why when Raw is gonna go to Netflix, it's gonna change a lot of things.
Yeah. So you have Raw going to Netflix beginning in January.
Yes.
I think Bret Hart is supposedly coming back. The first episode?
Yeah, because he, with Vince now out of the company, he signed a new contract into
Legends
contract, which is more and more like Candice Michelle just signed a Legends contract as well too. So she won't be in the ring. The contract doesn't mean you're going to be in the ring, but the contract states that I am working for WWE.
Yes.
So if there's any sort of signings, shows, sit downs, or even like events, most likely you're gonna get called.
Yeah.
You know, your name is ready to be called on those moments. Now the thing is that that doesn't mean I'm gonna be on a show, but they could appear on a show. We could see Bret Hart in WrestleMania at some point. We might see other people just join the Royal Rumble.
The flexibility of certain legends coming back is now it's higher now.
Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin was supposedly going to be coming back for WrestleMania 40, but his schedule didn't allow it, or his schedule according to him, which is why we got the Undertaker instead. Which I'm not going to complain. Hearing the bell toll is like, oh my god, we freaked out when we watched it.
That's and
me and
that's
Carlos
great.
too. We were jumping in the kitchen.
Honestly, it's a super smart thing to do, because when Vince was doing WWE, he was basically, it was like a contract. You were basically like a contractor. If you didn't come in and do work, you didn't get paid.
Yeah.
And the thing is that he doesn't pay for, if you get injured, that comes out of your pocket. You know, if you if you mess up on accident, or if someone else causes an injury, WWE is not they're not going to do anything.
The prime example of that was Dave Bautista. So if you remember, Dave Bautista before he played Drax was wrestling, right? And he would get good promotions and stuff. But because WWE at the time was so, they were kind of like, do whatever you want with your money. They weren't paying wrestlers what they were supposed to. Dave Bautista was still living a poor man's life while working these kinds of jobs.
Wow.
And if it wasn't for James Gunn,
the reason why he was having a hard time, because he was in debt. You know, he was in a lot of debt trying to get through, help his family and stuff like that. He every paycheck he got, it was already gone, he said, into just paying off what I needed to pay off.
If you watch his Guardians 2 interview, he talks about how James Gunn saved him from the life of debt, because if it wasn't for James Gunn giving him the opportunity to play Drax, he would not be in the position he's at now.
Yeah.
James Gunn also directed The Man with the Iron Fist, right?
No.
No?
No.
Who was that?
That might be someone
Spike
else.
Lee. Okay, because I know, but Batista. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was in that movie, and man, that movie's
And wrestlers
way
now,
before.
actually wrestlers now can be in movies.
Yeah.
Because you have they
before
weren't
it
allowed
was-
to.
Yeah, they
was
weren't
like a
allowed
clause.
to. Yeah, no, it was like, okay, if you want to do a movie, you got to do a movie through WWE Studios.
Yeah.
And at the
Ew.
time, that was a thing.
See No
It's-
Evil.
Yeah, See No Evil, The Marine,
Yeah.
2, 3, and 4, and 5. What is it? The 12 rounds and stuff. Yeah, if a wrestler was going to do a movie, it was going to be under WWE Studios, unless
you retired.
Unless you retired, or even, you know, you talked to Vince, and I think you had to like really persuade Vince into doing it. And I think Vince, if you weren't going to do a movie with WWE Studios, Vince had to be a executive producer.
Yeah.
If you're going to branch out, Vince McMahon had to be part of the movie.
So think of it this way. Dave Bautista retired from the WWE at a young age. He got fired.
He got fired.
He got fired from WWE.
Or no,
He got fired in the storyline.
Yeah, in the storyline. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was still pretty young when he left, and then he went on to do movies, right? John Cena is probably the only prominent WWE superstar that was allowed to do things outside of WWE and do what he does. But now Drew McIntyre and Dave Bautista are making a movie as well, or they're going to be in a movie.
Which is cool. That's the thing, is that they're not letting, again, this is under Paul Levinstein's, aka Triple H, you know, watch that he's even allowing his superstars to go and do movies with former superstars that didn't have a good ending,
or even
with the company.
Yeah, or even allowing superstars to go and promote at other different events. AJ Styles is in Japan right now.
Yeah.
Him and Io Sky were there a couple months ago.
Yeah, they made a new contract with New Japan, so they can have people come in for it. That's why also we see Shayna Baszler in the mixed martial arts kind of thing, because they signed a deal with TKO.
Yeah. It's good to see him grow. Last bit of news that I will say is that so just to go back on it, SmackDown leaving Fox to go to USA, Raw leaving USA to go to Netflix, and
NXT is going to be on the CW.
Yes, away from USA.
USA, which is a little bit of a back pedal.
Not really, because I feel like CW is a little more flexible, given that no one's on that network anyways.
Yeah, did you hear that CW is not going to have any sort of shows? It's all going to be like game shows and reality shows now. So
so having NXT on there is going to promote them a little bit.
That's why was it Jared Padalecki was upset with the CW because the reason why they canceled Walker, because it got 2 seasons and they're going to do a 3rd season, and he was excited because he was really into doing Walker, and they told him, we're not going to renew it. And he goes, why? Because CW is going a different direction. We're not doing written television. We're not doing TV shows. We're doing we're doing reality shows and sports shows. And
That's
stuff
a
like
crazy switch up of content that they're going to be putting out
that.
there
No one's
now.
gonna watch any of those.
No.
stuff. Other than maybe it's NXT, which
NXT has a loyal fan
Yeah,
base, and
that's it.
NXT is going hardcore, dude.
yeah.
NXT is selling hard.
Mm-hmm.
Are the numbers going to be there enough to actually want them to continue with this idea?
Here's the thing:
Yeah, we have to
CW
see.
won't carry NXT. NXT will carry CW because NXT is going to be using a lot of promote. It's going to cross promote a lot with SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah.
If you kind of even keep up with wrestling a little bit, a lot of Raw and SmackDown superstars are going to NXT to fight for titles. Not only that, but TNA has allowed wrestlers to go and participate in NXT matches. Joe Henry is a huge one. That
he's a TNA superstar, but
Yeah.
now he is branching into WWE through NXT, and it's a smart way, honestly. If you're gonna transition and stuff, you're for a person like Joe Hendry, very well-known internet meme within the wrestling community and stuff like that. And WWE sees it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
WWE sees it. They see how much traction all these superstars are getting, and they're like, okay, well, let's bring them into here. But let's not just bring him into here just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
Let's build it. Let's make a story on top of that
Exactly.
as well too, which is great. I love how they're doing with Joe Hendry, where he's like, oh, I'm gonna take on the NXT champion and stuff, but I'm gonna earn my keep and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he's just paying his dues until he gets into WWE.
And for documentary fans, the Vince McMahon documentary will release on September 18th.
I am super excited because I want to see all just the dirt. I
do too.
I want to see, because that director did Tiger King.
Yeah.
And there were so many WTF moments, and I'm waiting to see that in Mr. McMahon.
Mr. McMahon.
Yeah.
I'm excited because Andy was just like, she showed me the poster,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you knew this was around? I'm like, yeah, I already knew that it was gonna be out. I'm gonna watch it. She's like, oh, can I watch it with you? And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is what I grew up with.
And that's what I told you guys last night about the screw job with
Yeah.
Bret Hart, and that's going to be talked about on the documentary
Yeah.
as well too.
We're gonna
Yeah.
eat well on September 18th. That's
Yeah.
gonna be exciting. 2 more pieces of news before we move on. What's up?
Nothing.
Oh, I thought you were going to show us something. I'm going to talk about this one real quick. I believe you pronounce his last name. So his first name, Manny Jacinto. He played the monk in The Good Place, and I forget the villain in The Acolyte.
Oh, yeah.
Forget his name. He has said in a statement that he is going to make it his personal life goal to bring back Acolyte for a second season. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Get it back. Get it back, because Star Wars fans need to shut up for a second. Last bit of news. Alien Romulus has become the second highest grossing alien film of all time.
What's number one?
What do you think?
I want to say it's one of the
Deadpool and
recent
Wolverine.
No, alien film.
Alien film.
Oh, alien film.
Out of all the alien
Top
movies.
grossing?
Top grossing.
Resurrection.
Prometheus.
Huh?
Prometheus.
Prometheus. You're so far off.
Yeah.
Prometheus with 126 million.
Yeah.
Highest. 93 million for Romulus. What would be the third?
Covenant?
No.
Aliens.
Aliens at
Oh.
Aliens at, I think I said 85 million.
I think we did this before. I remember
And
Nick
then-
Nick was over there, and we were
Yeah.
running through
Oh, that
it.
was highest grossing films of all time.
Oh, that's right.
This is
yes.
Aliens
That
for
one
yes.
was because we found out that James Cameron just wants to keep all those slots.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has what, 4?
He has
And then because he keeps re-releasing movies. and
Oh,
stuff, that
yeah.
pisses
I mean, that's
me
why
off.
Avatar 2 is
I don't even
is
talk to
up
you about
there.
Avatar 2. Avatar 3, I can't wait for that. No, I can't,
Garbage
dude.
fire.
And then AVP at 80 million.
Yeah,
Yeah, AVP's fun.
that's the
I
first
like
time.
It's fun.
I like it.
It's the first time we get to see Alien versus Predator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun. I just can't stand people that just jerk off to it. Like, oh my god, it's the best alien movie. No, it's
No,
not.
it's not.
Who
It's
said
not.
no
it's
one?
not.
I've
Some people
never heard
really love that.
anyone.
Some people
BS,
really love
BS.
that. Look, man, I love the crossover. Everyone loves a good crossover. It's
Yeah.
fine, enjoy it. It's just not. It's not film. It's a movie.
It's an event.
Yeah.
Like the Expendables.
Yeah. That's the
And
best.
Fast and Furious.
And Fast and the Furious.
And
Yeah.
Fast and
No, but
Furious.
Fast and Furious is more of a film. Stop. It's a cinematic experience. All right. AVP is just
Agree to disagree.
Freddy versus Jason.
Freddy versus
Yeah,
Jason. There you go.
yeah.
That's a cinematic experience.
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman. Definitely an experience.
Would you experience?
Amy Adams.
No.
Ooh.
I don't. You know,
Boredom?
I don't like Amy Adams as Lois Lane.
No, I didn't either.
I don't buy her as like a Lois Lane type.
No. She's a good actress.
No, she is,
but not as Lois Lane.
I loved her in Nocturnal Animals.
Yeah,
that was a good movie.
I forget she was. What's that movie she was in? That Disney movie? She was a princess.
Enchanted.
Yeah, I forgot that was her.
She's great in Enchanted.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
What's the Arrival?
Arrival's good. Arrival's good when they figure it out at the end.
Yes, that is a great twist.
Yeah. You know, Andy's never seen A Knight's Tale. I had to show it to her for the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Classic.
That's a good movie.
That's like a classic like chick flick too. Like a lot of girls love.
She's just like, you watched this movie when you were like younger. I'm like, yeah, dude, this movie's great.
Andy loves Knight's Tale.
Knight's Tale's a classic.
Every time she brings it up, I go no. So I'm not in the mood to watch it.
It is a mood. You got to be in a mood to watch it. Yeah, it's funny.
No, but it's good. It's a good movie.
Yeah. Let's talk about more nostalgic stuff. Let's talk about BeetleJuice. BeetleJuice BeetleJuice. The sequel. I know I said it 3 times. All of a sudden, room spins.
He's not here.
BeetleJuice BeetleJuice came out this last week, and we went to go watch it all the way at a further theater because apparently everyone decided to watch this film.
Everyone wanted to see it on a Thursday night, apparently.
Apparently, yeah, it's the one film you guys wanted to watch. This was the first time that all the couples in the Nerds went to go see it. It was you and Mandy, you and Christy, me and Andy, and Nick and Monica.
Which is funny, I think, because like that's the biggest group we've ever had for the podcast group.
Yeah, exactly.
And the movie is a BeetleJuice movie. Even our sniffing others was like, "You're taking us, right?" Like I'm going to go see this with you.
I was surprised. I had to double check with Andy like a couple times because like dealing with pregnancy and also has to work the next day, and she gets real moody when like she sleeps like late. And I'm like, "Are you sure this is a 9 o'clock film?" She's like, "Yeah, I want to watch it. I want to watch it." I'm like, "Okay, it's fine. Let's go watch it." Yeah. Overall, thumbs up or thumbs down? Gun to your head. 3 seconds. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Overall.
No, I said thumbs up, thumbs down.
No, overall, okay.
Don't fence it.
I think of it this way. Would you see it again?
Yes.
Would you see it at least one more time?
Yes.
No, really?
No.
Oh,
all right, Sean, let's go. You're the odd one out. Why?
It's a fun watch.
Spoilers.
It's a fun watch. Don't get me wrong, okay? The practical effects, the storytelling, but it really lost me in the third act. First 2 acts, I was there. I was loving it. I was enjoying it. I was having fun with it, even for what it was. But then the third act comes around, rearing its ugly head, and it's like too many plot lines, not enough time to figure it out. 2 plot lines were just MacGuffins at that point for me. And I'm like, you don't need the dad. Okay, which is one thing I do want to address.
I think there was I think the way that it was written or the idea of it is that I think he probably was going to have more scenes.
He should have, because like the whole interaction that they had was fluff, and it was terrible fluff. There was no connection.
What's his name, Rory or whatever?
Yeah, Jenna Ortega's dad.
And don't quote me on this. Christy made a good point. She thought all the social workers that worked in the afterlife are suicide cases, because everyone who worked in BeetleJuice seemed to have died, and that's why Danny DeVito was drinking the thing. So why was her dad working there? Unless he just jumped in the river and said to hell with it.
No, he was working in the Soul Train. He was working in the ticket booth. Are you talking about the
dad?
The shrunken head?
No. The dad.
People, all the employees that how do you explain William Dafoe's character?
That was the grenade. You see, so I feel like they weren't.
It's a good
because they talk about it in the first one, and it's a thing.
That makes sense, because in the first one, you see all the people that have died that work there,
and it's
it was
ladies
all
and stuff.
Self-inflicted.
Yeah,
it was all self-inflicted.
They cut their wrists.
The lady was
self-inflicted, or because there's a different.
Yeah,
I think
because the one in charge, the lady in the first one, was a chain smoker, and she even had this too, but she kept smoking.
Yeah.
And I think even
the guy who was all smushed.
Oh yeah.
He jumped in front of a bus, or I think it was a truck.
The flat guy.
So he jumped in front of a car, and that's why he's working there.
Jumped in front of a car. Yeah. That makes sense.
But
that's an interesting thought.
And
I think Tim Burton lost that kind of idea for it.
Maybe self-infliction is too narrow of a definition.
That's true.
Because everyone who died doing something that they.
It was the 90s.
It was.
Yeah.
So like think of it like, because you guys are right? Like a lot of these were self-inflicted wounds, but like Charlie or what is it? What's her name? Alexis or Jenna Ortega's character?
Cutie Patootie, number one, and then Cutie Patootie
number one.
Yeah.
It's like Alexis or
I don't know. Let's see.
Lexi?
No, it starts with an A.
I don't know.
It'll come to me
I
later.
just saw it last night, too.
Yeah,
so it's like,
I just forgot. Anyways, she talks about how her dad wanted to go out and explore the world, and he ended
Astrid.
Astrid. There you go. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Astrid.
He wanted to go out and explore the world, died in an Amazon, eaten by piranhas.
Yeah.
It was a self-inflicted wound out of like his own pleasure.
Yeah.
I don't
It
know.
could be. I don't know. That's why the term is kind of a little too.
Yeah.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't have left his little girl like that. You know.
I mean, he did.
I just feel like the dad was a really bad plot device that they threw in at the very end. Didn't need to happen.
Astrid exists, so they have to kind of explain.
They didn't explain.
How?
They didn't even do a good job setting up that story, you know, like with the dad or anything.
So the way that the movie, I think I know what you mean. The way that the movie goes about explaining stuff, it's very much like we're not gonna explain it right away. We're just gonna do it when we want to, like explaining the whole what happened to Alec Baldwin's character and Gina Davis, like that wasn't mentioned until like 30 minutes in the film.
They found a loophole, moved on.
Loophole, boom, cool.
Loophole. They went to the great beyond.
Yeah, they're in the great beyond now.
So
cool.
I will agree with you.
My questions are done.
A lot of plot. There's a lot of focus on the wrong plot lines.
Yes.
Right.
Delia didn't feel like Delia to me either. From the first film, she did not feel like Delia. But she was still. I still liked her character. She's so funny.
It's Catherine O'Hara. That's the thing. She's just so great. I think that's why I turned to Mandy and I go, this makes me want to watch Schitt's Creek now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to watch Schitt's Creek because I've never seen it, but I've seen clips of her in it, and that's exactly what she's doing in this one. Yeah, that character. So I think that's what Tim Burton was going off of.
Yeah.
Going off, you know what? You were really funny in Schitt's Creek. He kind of like do the same thing with Delilah.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, I am an artist, so, you know.
So I think for me, the easiest way to describe this movie for me is if Asteroid City is the most Wes Anderson film Wes Anderson has ever done, BeetleJuice is the most Tim Burton movie Tim Burton has done.
I don't agree.
And I only say this.
Not at all.
Hang on. I only say this based off his
Have
interviews.
You seen Dark Shadows?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
So
that one.
But this is This is what I mean. Okay. In interviews, Tim Burton has said that he only wanted to do BeetleJuice if he got to put 100% creative control in this film.
Yeah.
This was his passion project. Mm-hmm. This was the film that he wanted to do, and he would only do it if he had say in how it was going to proceed. There were a lot of practical effects. It was as quirky as it could be with a Beetlejuice movie. So
the lighting was great. The colors, the transitions,
everything was Tim Burton.
Yeah, but the house being in a veil, that was hilarious. That cracked me up.
But that's
the
what
house
I mean.
was mourning.
That's what I mean is that you couldn't have been more Tim Burton with this movie, which I get. There are other Tim Burton movies that probably show off his
that feels more Burton-esque to me than this one. This one doesn't really feel Burton-esque.
This is his most natural, is what I'm saying.
Wow. You know, that makes sense.
Because because like think of it this way, like Grand Budapest Hotel, that's a Wes Anderson film, but it's not his most Wes Anderson film.
No,
it's Asteroid City. That's just what it is. When I think of Tim Burton, there's plenty of other movies that he's done, right? But to me, when I think of BeetleJuice and then I see this is kind of like his continuation of it.
Yeah.
That's all I mean.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
And I think one more thing to talk about that I didn't necessarily like was Jenna Ortega's character.
She can't act. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, your wife said it best because we were
act.
talking about it with her, and she's basically doing the same character type that she's done in all the films. Where I'm the Gen Z basically that will I don't care.
I need to see her in other roles.
Oh.
I want to see her in other roles because right now
they're all the same.
But
she does the same character in X too.
Yeah, but it's a harsh criticism. Yeah. It's a harsh criticism because like I don't dislike her. I don't mind her.
Neither do I.
Yeah. I liked her in Wednesday. It was a great show. Great. There were some good episodes I liked, some episodes I don't care for, but I see the appeal in Wednesday. I watched it and I was like, okay, I see why everyone likes it. It's good. But the thing is that after that, that's the type of character everyone's thinking. She's like the gothic more gothic Aubrey Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
she's younger Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
Because Aubrey Plaza's now in her 30s.
Yeah, she's a mom.
Yeah. Is she mom?
No, she's like, she gives off mom energy.
Oh, I was like, what the heck? Since when, dude?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
those Super Bowl commercials she did for this year, and I was like,
oh, the Baja Blast.
Yes.
Yeah. She promoted Mountain Dew's best drink.
She's on a dragon, and then she's like in this warrior bikini and stuff, and it's like, whoa, swing.
I didn't mind the movie. I mean,
it's a fun movie.
Me and Mandy liked it. We had fun watching it.
Yeah.
I did see certain plot points happening, and that's nothing that happens because I'm a moviegoer. I know how, when it comes to writing, what direction the film will go. Mm-hmm. But Tim Burton did a good job. Michael, okay, so I guess let's talk about the big thing. Michael Keaton coming back as Beetlejuice. What did you guys think?
So I have this complaint. This is my major complaint. Mm-hmm. It's not the multiple storylines. Mm-hmm. It's the fact that he was revealed too early in this movie.
Yeah.
If you would have cut him up until the point where he does the therapy session between Winona Ryder's character
and her boyfriend
and her fiance.
Well,
then
that's a good scene.
It is it, but if you would have started Rory,
but the way that they brought him out when Winona Ryder calls him like officially, that whole like scene of him coming out of the model and just standing up right there, that should have been the first time we should have seen Beetlejuice, I think. But the thing is that therapy scene was just really good too.
If you would have had him in that scene, I wouldn't have minded waiting that long. Yeah. Because again, you go back to the original, he's not introduced until the very, like, almost the last half of the movie. So to me, if you're going to introduce something that fantastical, save it till the end. Because Christy was saying that you can tell Michael Keaton's age already. He doesn't have that much energy.
Yeah.
And
this Beetlejuice energy was very low all the time, kind of down here. And he wasn't going as high like he did in the first one, kind of like.
But the dude just hit 73 this week.
I loved in the original Beetlejuice of how his voice would go up
fluctuate
and down,
so much,
fluctuate from like the Beetlejuice voice into like the Michael Keaton voice.
Yeah.
Or he even had like an accent where he was like, "I hope you like Italian."
Yeah.
And then it's just like, "What? Come on, I'm giving you something here." Yeah, it's just so great, so great. I love that.
Not really that much.
They used them a little too much.
I think this time around
they play with the whole like he can morph things more into. They ran with that more.
They did a mask kind of thing.
Yeah.
A mask
vibe.
vibe.
No, they treat him like Jim Carrey from The Mask, where he can just bend reality in his will and stuff.
To a point, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. The lip singing at the end had to stop at a point. I was enjoying it. I was enjoying it. I liked it. But then I think when it got to the priest and it was just off, and I'm like, okay, you guys can cut it now. Oh man, we got another 4 minutes of this. Cool. Joke's done. The joke's done already.
I think if you're gonna do that, use characters that you didn't like in the film.
Yeah.
To do that with. But again, they use characters that are just in the movie and stuff.
They did the lip sync too many times. When he was given his backstory, and it was like, and he was speaking in Spanish and Italian. That was funny. That was cool. I like that.
I think that one went too long.
That one kind of did.
Yeah.
But they just overplayed it because they did it too many times, and I was like, all right. And it's not even looking good. That's the thing. You're attempting something, and it doesn't even look good.
Yeah.
Like the whole soul sucker subplot, that you didn't really need that.
So if we were to talk about the plot points, right? You have what's her character? Lindsay or Winona Ryder's character? I forget, man.
Lydia.
Yeah.
So you have Lydia and Rory and Delilah Dietz's storyline, right?
Yeah.
Then you had Astrid's storyline,
which is more compelling.
Which is a lot more interesting with the boy Jeremy, who she meets, right? Then you have the Beetlejuice Soul Sucker storyline, so that's already like 3 plots there.
And then Beetlejuice with Willem Dafoe.
Which is 4, which is the crime scene bit. Then you have Beetlejuice and why am I forgetting her name? Lydia. You have that storyline as well. That's 5. Everything was intermingling and exiting out that it just became exhausting.
Yeah.
And I just didn't care for it at a certain point. That's why the first act to me is the weakest. The second is the best. The third, I'm whatever about it. There are shining gems in this movie, though.
Definitely.
Willem Dafoe, top notch. I I can't believe that Willem Dafoe just continues to
make it real.
Yeah. He just plays his parts really well. He does.
I think that's why Willem Dafoe gets cast in so many things, is that he can just sell it.
Yeah, he can.
He's a character.
You need a person that's going to be kind of witty, but then at the same time very much weird.
Yeah.
Just bring in Dafoe.
The Jeremy Astrid storyline was extremely compelling. Threw me for a loop up until Andy was just like, he's dead.
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa. Then it all made sense towards the end.
Yeah.
If you would have just made that the entire plot, I would have been 100% more satisfied. Winona Ryder is still great. She's still she acts the same.
She can still do it, yeah.
Yeah, but you can tell that she's really trying hard to be young Lydia in this movie and bring back certain characteristics, like her eyebrows going like this half the time and stuff like that. And I can see that. To me, those were the shining gems.
She felt more like a mom.
She did.
I see that.
You bought it. You bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is her as a mom now, and I totally. It was great. I think she did a great job.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, I guess they tried to do the whole thing of like, oh, well, she gave her stepmother a hard time. I guess she's going to have a daughter that gives her a hard time, that doesn't believe in what she likes and stuff, or what she does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like, come on, that's a cop-out.
How can you not believe?
Yeah.
How can you not
be even persuade into that whole realm?
Yeah, and your mom and dad were like big in horror movies and stuff. Like, you can't even for someone who's so smart, you can't even entertain the idea of that. Yeah, there is possibly a beyond.
Yeah,
I didn't like that.
What didn't work for me was I didn't believe that Lydia didn't feel good about herself in the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't buy that point.
Yeah,
because I'm like, you kind of left her on a positive note at
in the first
end
one.
of the first one, and then all of a sudden you're kind of bringing
she's
her back.
She's a horrible mess.
Yeah,
no. She's back to kind of like where she was in the first movie, where she
made
started
no sense.
In the first one. Yeah,
and then again, if you wanted to explain that with, the death of the dad, you didn't spend much time for me to believe it.
Or like even why they got divorced.
Yeah,
I don't even think that was even explained.
No.
Just we stopped. I got over it a long time ago, and that's it.
That was it.
I just don't want to visit him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the movie's good. I would watch it again.
Would you recommend it to someone to watch in theaters at the moment? Or would you tell them to wait for streaming?
No. Yes,
okay.
Not in IMAX.
Not in IMAX?
Yeah.
Okay.
We watched it in IMAX. I don't think that this is a film that needed to be seen in IMAX.
Definitely not.
Mm-hmm.
The soundtrack was great, though. That soundtrack was bangers. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. But I think that this is the thing, because I always, again, and actually I've changed my scale, right? Because I was telling Andy this yesterday. Her acceptance of a film is what I use to measure with, if this film is good for like a casual viewer, because she tends to have very strong opinions about certain things.
So she's not a casual viewer.
She's a casual viewer in the sense that she's willing to watch a film if it's interesting to her. If it doesn't work for her, then it wasn't meant for a casual viewer. She's not going to consume it the way I do.
My mom is a prime example for casual viewer, because every movie she sees, she says she loves.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, Mom, why do you like these? Like, even some of these movies are terrible, because she would watch a lot of Lifetime and Hallmark and trashy reality TV every now and then. But like, the person in my life who watches a movie and sets the bar the lowest to please is my mom. She will love and watch anything.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
So
she is target general audience person for sure.
So I use Andy as a measurement to, see if this movie worked. We walked out of the theater and she's like, I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was good. And I'm like, okay. So she liked it, right? And then I spoke to Christy, your wife, and she was like, I liked it too, but there were some things that kind of did bother me.
Yeah, she gave it a 6.
She gave, which I totally agree with. Yeah. But I also noticed that she was emotionally attached to this film because she likes the first one, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. She likes it.
Yeah. So, and her opinions were a lot more emotional than someone like Andy, who was just kind of like, I was in it for the movie, you enjoyed it and stuff like that. So I would recommend it for that reason, because it didn't dissatisfy them. People who enjoyed the first one can still find enjoyment of this sequel, and I do find enjoyment of it, even though there are some negatives, a lot of them, and it is a 6 for me. it's a movie that I feel like you do need to watch. It's just that if you didn't enjoy the first one, there's no point in watching this one at all.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone really does that. If they didn't like the first one, they won't go and watch the sequel.
And that
third.
It goes back to what I was saying last week. I don't want to discourage anyone from wanting to watch a movie if there's any interest in it.
Yeah.
If you have any interest, go watch it. I just highly recommended it that if you've seen the first one, this is something you'll probably enjoy more likely. If you don't enjoy it, I wouldn't put my money into it.
I say wait for streaming.
Wait for streaming?
If you folks want to, and it's not at a priority.
It's probably going to be on Max.
Just
it's
wait.
Warner Brothers, yeah.
Wait for streaming, Yeah.
Would you recommend it to people?
If you're a fan and interested, check it out. It's not going to be as best as the first one for obvious reasons. But if you like to see where they're going with the characters because you're such a fan of the first one, watch it.
They brought the claymation back for the snake.
Oh yeah,
slightly,
which was great.
Yeah.
It was. I enjoyed that more than anything.
And then the way they wrote off who's the actor that played the dad in the first one? What's his name?
Oh,
you wanted the actor, right?
Yeah, the actor. Because that actor, if you guys don't know, that actor is in prison right now.
Yes.
For what?
Child pornography.
Child pornography. He's a registered sex offender.
Yeah. So that was like in 2010 or something like that.
Ooh.
He's been convicted, and he's still in jail to this day, along with
he
the
looks
dad
terrible.
along with the dad from Seventh Heaven as well.
Yeah.
So the way they show how the dad's written off is like the most brutal death that they did, and then just kind of like, oh, we're gonna follow him in the movie,
Jones.
and he's just a shark bite. So we don't have to
you don't
show
see
his
his
face.
face.
We don't have to see his face. We don't have to even hear him clearly.
He's still there.
Yeah, he's there. It's just that.
Well, how do you write off a character in a world where the dead are still shown?
That's
Like
true.
that.
Exactly, just like that, which is perfect.
No
That's
face.
true because Tim Burton did write that for himself in a good way, where it's like the way you die is basically you're shown how you're dead.
Exactly. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
We can show this character.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the ending real quick
before
we move on. So the ending is one that we can all agree with that it wasn't
very weak.
It was a weak ending.
Yeah.
Which I think the reason why they ended it the way they did, basically the way it ends, is that Astrid and Lydia go off and do the things that Astrid and her dad couldn't do. So they go visit the castle of Dracula right at the end of the movie. Then you see a sequence of events where Astrid marries a dude that she saw at the castle who was playing a vampire. They have a baby, but then when she gives birth, it's the baby that Lydia gave birth in the therapy scene. Yeah. And it's just a little demon devil of
baby BeetleJuice.
BeetleJuice. Then she wakes up and she sees BeetleJuice right next to her, and she freaks out. Then she wakes up again.
That was funny.
And there's nothing there.
Yeah, and then it ends.
It ends. I think it's a sequel. It's a setup for another one.
I don't know.
But I don't want another one.
Yeah, I hope
I don't think we need BeetleJuice.
No.
If that's the case.
But I see it happening.
Yeah, that it could happen. So where are you going?
It's catchy.
Where's he going to go? He's going to escape into the real world and wreak havoc?
Oh, speaking of which, we didn't see what happened to the guys who escaped.
That's true.
They're just
The
kind of
shrunken
out
heads.
there.
Yeah. The shrunken heads. Bob was the one that I
poor
wanted to
Bob.
find out what would really happen, but he died.
His eyes that was cool.
That's crazy.
I don't want a third one. You should have just wrapped it up here.
Yeah. No, it should have been just like a sequel. That's it. We're not going to do another sequel.
Yeah.
Make it a video game. BeetleJuice.
Make it a TV show.
There you go. Make it an animated show.
Oh, not a TV show. Well, animated, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Live action,
Yeah.
You could do more with Michael Keaton as a voice.
Yeah. Well, that's our thoughts on BeetleJuice. Any last words before we close out the podcast this week?
I think overall, I did really like BeetleJuice. It's just that it's not a perfect sequel.
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah,
it's a fun film.
It's a fun film.
That's all.
Totally.
It is.
Yeah. It's out right now. There's nothing else coming out for the next few weeks. Check it out.
Transformers 1.
Yeah. At the end of this month. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I forgot, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta get tickets for that.
We'll get it in a bit. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here on Keeping Up with the Nerds issue 213. Please check out our website, keepingupwiththenerds.com. Check out our socials, Instagram, Facebook, and x.com. Check out our YouTube channel, Keeping Up with the Nerds. Actually, youtube.com/Keeping Up with the Nerds. And if you guys are on the go, please check out our audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, like the video, share this, let other people know if you guys like the show. Nick will be back in about 2 weeks. So you guys got another week with just us three here. Until Nick gets back here. Oh my gosh, Nick gets back here.
You okay, Nick?
I don't know. 7. Issue 215. Sean, you want to close this out?
Yes.
Go for it.
This has been Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue number 213. I'm Sean.
Rene.
Bryan.
And we'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Later.